2 days ago, I got my 365-day streak of 10,000 steps or more a day. And in this video, I'm going to talk about what I learned and what takeaways you can apply to your everyday life. If you're new here, my name is Matthew, and my goal is to spark you to think differently so you can create new possibilities for yourself in your life. I have a really vivid memory of my 10,000 steps a day journey, and I was on a flight from Finland to Hong Kong, and it was about 3:20 a.m. in the morning. Everyone else is asleep, but here I am, awake in my pajamas in the little kitchen area of the planes, getting my steps. I need to get them in the right time zone because that's something that you don't consider too much when you're starting out with getting the steps, is how do they work across time zones, and I do a lot of travel for work, and so here I am getting my steps on this plane in the middle of the night. And this is the type of crazy stuff that happens, I think, with any kind of out there goal, is you need to do things that are considered unreasonable. It's not reasonable to be there doing that. And it's not reasonable to get into bed, be about to fall asleep, which happened to me many times, and then check my steps and go, oh no, I need 2,000. So I get out of bed, put my clothes on, and start getting steps. This stuff is nuts. It's kind of a bit crazy. And I feel proud of myself for this achievement. I was actually on my phone to one of my very good friends, Riley, when I got the 365-day streak, and I had in my head that somehow I'd be really excited and life would be great, or something. Like there was some sort of fantasy about what would happen when I finally got my steps. But the reality was nothing happened. It was just like any normal day of getting my steps, and life hasn't changed. Things are still completely normal. I've just convinced myself that I can do the things I set out for in a really meaningful way. So what did I learn? What are my takeaways from this kind of crazy journey? I think the first thing is that any kind of non-normal activity has a lot more complexity than it might look like on the surface. On the surface, 10,000 steps a day is, oh, just get 10,000 steps a day. But then, as I mentioned before, there's all these time zone issues. How do you make sure that your time zone's always correctly aligned if you travel? How do you deal with it when you're sick? For me, I had to be really conscious of, like, if I'm going to be sick, I'm going to have to just spend all my time in the morning, and then even though I don't feel like it, I'm going to get up in the afternoon, I'm going to go for walks. And I certainly didn't fully appreciate how many different environments I'm going to be having to get my steps in. I got them in the snow in Austria, in the pouring rain many times, in hot weather, in cold weather, and on planes, in airports, on beaches, just so many different contexts of just like, I have to get steps. The next thing is having support, and having supportive people around me is critical. If you want to achieve anything like this, having people who are willing to support you and actually encourage you to do what you need to do or what you've committed to do has been invaluable to me. The amount of times I've been in bed and not wanted to get up to get my final steps, and Adam, my partner, has said, no, you've committed to this, you want to do this, go on, you can do it, get up and get your steps. I honestly think that if he wasn't there to support me and remind me of what my goal was, there's no way I would have got to where I am now with my steps. I also needed a kind of do what it takes attitude. This attitude of, no matter what it takes me to get this, I need to do it. I need to do whatever it's going to take. That means giving up stuff. It means being willing to sacrifice nights with Adam. Instead of watching TV on the couch or hanging out together, I'm pacing the streets, getting steps. And it means also this like conscious, constant awareness of something. So like I've got it on my watch all the time, and I'm always, on every watch face I have, I'm constantly referring to my number of steps. Do I recommend getting 10,000 steps a day for a year for most people? Absolutely not. I think it's a crazy idea. It's kind of like It's ridiculous. It doesn't take into consideration a lot of things around life. What I learned about streaks was that they can be really helpful, but they're not for everyone and they're not for every context. Do I really want this? Do I really want to eat low calorie? Do I really want to meditate? Do I really want to get 10,000 steps? And the evidence is in the action. Did I actually do it or did I not do it? Because that's going to show me whether I actually really wanted it or not. So if you'd like to hear more from me, please subscribe to my email newsletter. I send it out every Sunday. And until next time, the journey continues.